For one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring, weighing in tonight at 227 pounds, he hails from the mean streets of St. Louis. He is the old school warrior, Chaz Wesson.
Action continues here at Challenge of Champions 4, and on his way to the ring is the old school warrior, Chaz Wesson.
We're going to be seeing a battle between two guys who have held gold before here in GCW. Chaz Wesson, three-time former heavyweight champion, going up against the Outtkast, former light heavyweight champion.
And talk about two men who have a reputation for hurting people and knocking them out. You're talking about Chaz Wesson and the Outtkast.
Two people with a reputation for toughness as well.
Comes the Outtkast. Again, a young man who's as tough as they come. And this one is really a battle of manhood in this match.
No question about it. Both of these men, we've seen in the past, it takes a lot to keep either of these men down for the count.
You know, I'm not sure that we're going to see a lot of drop toe holds or go behinds in this one. Although both athletes certainly can execute those type of maneuvers, but both as of late have developed a reputation for throwing the fists, throwing the weapons, doing whatever it takes to win. And of course, both men would like to get the heavyweight champion Cameron Cage in the ring. Both have wrestled him in recent weeks, and both have accounted very well for themselves in doing so.
No question about it. Outtkast coming up just short against Cameron Cage about a week or so ago in Mount Vernon. Chaz Wesson fought Cameron Cage recently. I believe Cameron Cage got himself disqualified to save his title in that matchup.
Outtkast with a clean break. Out of the corner. Both men sizing each other up right here. Tying up the center of the ring now, and it's Wesson with the go behind. Wesson, a classically trained professional wrestler. Outtkast with a drop toe hold.
And
Outtkast came up through the mosh pits and some of the more grungy type of bars and clubs throughout the Midwest. He fought his way into GCW.
We're seeing a bit of a surprise here. You said we probably wouldn't see a lot of technical wrestling, but so far that's what we've been seeing.
I am a little bit surprised. I thought the reputations of both men would precede them coming in here. But again, it just shows you how versatile both of these athletes are. Outtkast with a whip off the ropes now. Big clothesline, followed him through with it. Count of 1-2, no.
But you never know. Tempers can flare. The fists could start flying. And both of these men definitely also known for their tempers.
Well, remember that long series of matches we saw between the Outtkast and Kevin X? And some situations there with tables and ladders and chairs that just proved how tough Outtkast is. Likewise, Chaz Wesson had a long series of matches over the heavyweight championship with Dingo. And those were some hard-hitting affairs as Wesson scores with a body slam in the center of the ring.
Right now we're seeing Chaz Wesson take control. He's got a slight size and power advantage over Outtkast here, and now stretching him out with that arm bar.
It's a standing guillotine now that he's got locked in. Outtkast gets back to a vertical base. Best way to counter that hold is to get your weight underneath you like he just did. Rolls through the hammer, the wrist lock now, but Wesson maintains control. Outtkast breaks it up, reverses it on his own. And now with a kick right to the hamstring. Look at that!
Into a cross arm breaker almost.
A rolling arm bar into a cross arm breaker.
That's a good question for this matchup. Would Outtkast potentially target that hand that was broken earlier this year?
Very good question. And I'm sure if the opportunity presents itself that he would do so. As Wesson gets a 2 count. He rolled through from a defensive position and got Outtkast's shoulders on the mat. You know, that's the experience of a guy like Chaz Wesson with 20-plus years in the business. He knows how to take a defensive situation and turn it into a potential win on his behalf.
No question about it. We're seeing Outtkast display a little bit of his agility in the early going here. Normally one would suggest that Outtkast would have the advantage in terms of speed and quickness, but Chaz Wesson certainly no slouch in that department either.
Although it was the Outtkast with that ankle pick, now into the spinning toe hold into a modified figure 4 leg lock. Actually more of an Indian death lock in this case. Outtkast uses his quickness to score that series of offensive maneuvers that has led him to the Indian death lock, and now continues to work on the leg.
And of course, a big part of the strategy here perhaps on the part of Outtkast.
Knee first.
If Chaz is down on the mat, he can't chop you.
That's for sure. Outtkast now picking up Wesson. Big body slam. And again going back to the leg. Just drives him heel first onto the canvas. And that jars that femur bone right into the knee.
As I said, Chaz with a slight size and power advantage. Outtkast perhaps working the leg to take that away.
Outtkast charges right into a knee. Wesson had only a split second of an opening, but it's all he needed.
Chaz trying to shake it off that damage to that leg.
Hello!
And there's the chop.
Nobody does it like Chaz Wesson. Irish whip, big drop kick, and that bottom foot caught him right on the jaw. Count of 2. Amazing height from Chaz Wesson.
Trademark drop kick on the part of Wesson there.
You know, on a textbook drop kick, you'll normally see the top foot hit the man in the jaw. It takes a phenomenal athlete to get that bottom foot to hit. And Chaz Wesson just did it.
Tremendous vertical leap on the part of Chaz Wesson.
Now Outtkast trying to shake it off. Now he's back in the ring and looking for a test of strength.
Now trying to fake him out a little bit here. Maybe try to play with the head, but Chaz not going for it.
Wesson got him out of his wits just long enough to score that kick, and now another chop.
That sure to protect him, but not that much.
And now a sleeper hold. I'm not sure a bulletproof vest could protect you from those chops, but it's Wesson with a sleeper now. Right in the center of the ring. Wesson has changed gears so many times in this match. Going from the brawling to the wrestling and now into the sleeper hold. He's had Outtkast off balance, you've got to say.
Well, Chaz Wesson certainly known for being a tough guy, known for being a fighter.
Outtkast with that jawbreaker to break up the sleeper hold.
He's showing he can out-wrestle you if he so chooses, no question about it.
Running elbow now to the jaw. Cover, count of 1, count of 2, and that's it.
That's the thing. Chaz is so well-versed in so many different areas. I mean, one would suggest that Outtkast could perhaps turn it into a brawl, but Chaz certainly tough enough to brawl with the best of them as well.
High in the air is Chaz Wesson. Spine shank.
Impressive power there. Chaz about 220, 230 pounds. Not
and
easy
Outtkast scored with it. High in the air now. Outtkast on the second rope. Perched up there waiting on his prey. Missile drop kick, but Chaz Wesson went south.
There's the experience. He had that move well scouted. We've seen that out of Outtkast before. Chaz was able to move out of the way.
Wesson, I think, played a little possum there, and we've seen him do that before. He knows how to lure you into the mistake he wants you to make. And now, high in the air, high vertical suplex. Let all the blood rush to his head.
That took a little bit out of Chaz as well, but he's back up.
Wesson now in control as the Outtkast tries to fight through it, fight through all that pain. Wesson now, straight right hand on the ropes. Wesson stretching that 5 count. Another chop right into the pectoralis major muscles. Irish whip, high knee, caught him right in the high part of the rib area. Every move at this point is designed to take the wind out of the Outtkast.
No question about it, and if there's one move that can take the wind out of you in a hurry, it's that pedigree. But right now, the figure 4 by Chaz Wesson.
And he's got it locked on in the center of the ring. Remember, it was Outtkast working on Wesson's legs earlier. I think Wesson wants a little payback right here. The figure 4 leg lock right in the center.
We saw Outtkast try to take to the air a little bit earlier against Chaz Wesson. A move like this will ground you in a hurry and prevent Outtkast from trying that sort of maneuver.
Absolutely. Even if you can manage to reverse this hold or break it, it has a tremendous after effect. If you take this maneuver for very long, you will feel it for the rest of the match, heck, for the rest of the night, even for the rest of the week. But the Outtkast reverses the pressure, and now it's the legs of Chaz Wesson that are in deep pain.
It's turned back over, though. Now Chaz Wesson back in control. Outtkast close to the ropes. He got him.
And now Outtkast has forced the break of this hold. Referee trying to get in there and force that break. This is a very difficult hold to break if you're a wrestler, even if you're the offensive wrestler. And a lot of the masters of the figure four will use that as an excuse to keep it on past the 5 count. I've seen Ric Flair do that many times. Greg Valentine did it a lot.
And now we're seeing the cloverleaf. Wait a minute.
Now look at that. Look at that. Chaz Wesson has got that middle ring rope. Come on, referee. He's got that middle ring rope. And he's focusing all the pressure right on the knees. Outtkast trying to get the crowd behind him. And now rolls through to a leg lace. Wesson, though, rolls back to his stomach, tries to go back for that sharpshooter-like maneuver. Instead, can only get a toe hold out of it, but that might be effective enough.
We've seen a great exchange of holds on the mat here. Both of these guys trying to out-wrestle each other.
Again, a different type of match than we thought it would be. I think both men trying to change up the game plan a little bit. Wesson brings him back out to the center now. Knee drop right onto the thigh.
And right now, Chaz Wesson's game plan is pretty clear. He's going to focus on that leg.
Wesson torquing his leg with his own knee right now. And Outtkast trying to hook that head somehow and alleviate that pressure. He appears to have done so, yes.
Nice into a version of a dragon sleeper almost.
It's that dragon sleeper. And now, Outtkast looked like he was going to go for a knee to the back, but then he thought better of it because that knee took that pressure from the figure four. Power slam from the Outtkast. Count of 2.
He could barely hold him up after the damage to that leg, but he managed to pull off the slam.
Outtkast now. Missile drop kick. Was able to hop into that because I don't know how much weight he can put on that leg.
And that's just it. A lot of Outtkast game plan relies on coming off the ropes, lifting up his opponent into suplexes with a bad leg. A lot of that game plan, he's going to have to change it up.
Outtkast continues to fire away now. Underneath. 6.
He's having trouble following through with this because of that leg.
He's going for that 666. He's got 2/3 of it already. 6. There it is. The 666. Tries to cover him, I think. No. Wait a second. This might be a mistake.
Yeah.
I thought he was positioning for a pin. No, he's positioning to come off the top rope. But he's having difficulty getting up there. High in the air goes the Outtkast. Chaz Wesson starring nobody home.
He went for one move too many, and it cost him, especially with that bad leg.
But that's the Outtkast style. It's high risk or nothing. Unfortunately for him, that time he got nothing.
Chaz could be looking to put him away here.
Wesson back to his feet now.
Oh, he wants the pedigree here, perhaps.
That boot to the midsection. He's got one arm hooked. He's got the other one. He's hooked the hands. This could do it.
Outtkast trying to block.
Pedigree coming.
He can't get those hands locked.
He unlocked the hands, and now he's underneath. On the shoulders, he's going for that case study.
I don't know if he can hold him up with that leg.
There it is. There it is, the case study. Count of 1, count of 2, 3. That's it. Outtkast your winner at the Challenge of Champions.
I'd have to call that an upset, Travis Cook.